Hi everyone, welcome back. What if I told you that the biggest business opportunity for the next decade isn't starting a company, it is really buying a business? According to McKinsey, over the next 10 years, roughly 6 million small businesses will be available for sale. Primarily because older generation decided that to get rid of this business. Most of what we call the baby boomers are exiting the business. And the problem lies in their kids don't want the business. So they have a choice, shut it down or sell it. So that is giving a lot of people in the community the access to really good companies that they can actually sell. And this is creating anywhere between $3 to $4 trillion in household wealth over the next couple of years. So a lot of people want to do a startup, and there is vertically nothing wrong with doing a startup, but just remember the shift that's taking place over the next decade is you can buy this company. You don't need to worry about idea, building a product, raising capital, fundraising, all the problem that goes into that. By the way, these are good things. I even really like people who are starting companies say there's nothing wrong with it. But the numbers speak for itself. McKinsey Institute has given us this data. You can go look at it yourself. You can provide it in the link below, where it's showing you by 2035, 6 million small and medium-sized businesses will be for sale in some way. So there's a transactional shift from older generation to younger generation that can actually buy. They said 5 trillion in enterprise value. And these are really small businesses that you can take and grow and scale. And there are a lot of people doing it right now. There are companies like landscaping business back. And I know they sound really boring. You're like, wow, I don't want to do that. But these are not your granddad and your mom's back. People are taking these back, these landscaping companies, cleaning and adding new way of doing business with new technology, Facebook ads, AI, all these things to increase the services that they're offering to their customers and doing fantastic things with it. So the opportunity value that lies in these small companies today as they are really find you can create those values through using modern technology, modern platforms like a Google Ads, we call them Meta Ads today, to drive value for the customers. So think of these opportunities not just as you see them, but what they will look like in the next 5, 6 years as you take them. I have a client right now that I'm working with that is really in the stage of buying. He wants to buy. He was a corporate guy, got laid off, and we've been talking about buying a business. So he's going through the process now of looking at, after going through a lot of things that fits well, he looked at laundromat, car washing service, all those things. Commercial cleaning seemed to fit well with him. He has put in a letter of intent, LOI, and around 4 or 5 commercial companies right now. So you have to start thinking about what this looks for you. And why most people miss this? Because they're thinking that they want to invent things. They're thinking the only way to create generational wealth is through building some entrepreneurship company and trying to raise capital. But you have to ask yourself, if this is for you, great. If you have the skill set to build a company and go through the 5, 6, 7, 10 years process, and you can wait for convincing investors to give you money, or you can basically think about, oh, I have the resources, I can do it. Wonderful. But the thing you should be thinking about right now is, how do I build a company that I can get cash flow day one? So you can have cash flow day one, that you can use that cash flow to then reinvest it into other things, basically, that can give you long-term wealth. So you can take some of the cash flow, like for example, buy real estate. So great things for creating long-term generational wealth that you later at some point later or pass on to your kids, basically. So you can do that. So this gives you an avenue. The hidden opportunity lies in these, what most people call, these are not glamorous business, but lies in these car detailing companies, these laundromat, these plumbing companies, this home building, because customers are at the moment being underserved. Regardless of how you think about it, customers need these things and they're being underserved. The value is not there. You see a lot of these. There's this guy that worked on my HVAC, and I said, hey, would you be interested in selling your HVAC? And he, single founder, entrepreneur, he's thinking about it, but obviously he needs help. So I gave my information. I said, hey, I would love to help you with this. He hasn't called me back, but I would really like to see if I could probably buy a portion of, because you can buy 20, 30, 50% of what these owners, these business owners help grow it if you have the skill set to really understand it. So imagine a 30-year plumbing business. Basically, what we think of it is they have no marketing automation, no scheduling, no SOPs, nothing at all. There's just no, they're just out there doing it, collect, write a piece of paper, actually give my receipt. He gave this piece of paper, he wrote something on it. That was my thing. He took it off, right on it, signed his name. That was, whoa, basically there's no scheduling, nothing. There is so many things that you can probably increase prices by probably 10% in an organization like that, because they've been doing nothing. There's no lead generation, nothing at all. So there's so many things you can go in that company and probably increase revenues by 30, 40% within the first 6 months. So just think about it that way. Within the first 6 months, you could probably increase revenue by 30, 40%, basically. So what you should do, if you're just entering the market, basically you're thinking you're leaving school, you're like, I'm going to try to do this. You could start out as a side hustle. You start. You could have a 9 to 5 job, but you start on just like, okay, let me see if I can actually work my way through this. Basically, if you're like just graduated from school, I would be looking at some of these opportunities for work. That's personally what I think I would probably start looking at too. I think, again, don't look at what you're seeing now. Look at what people, and there are a lot of private equity companies right now, by the way, that are buying up a lot of these companies, and these companies making now $5 to $20 million. You can look them up, basically, but private equity are buying these companies because they have great cash flows. Over time, they're going to do extremely well. So I would say start with that acquisition and buy something small. If you don't want to extend yourself and buy something really big and leverage up, buy something small, 150 to 300,000. Use it to understand a little bit better, learn from that, get into the market, basically, and see where it goes. But I would think this is a great way for you to just validate the process by either owning a piece of one or buying a very small one. Go in, learn, you can keep the operator. But so that's how I would think of this, basically. So just think that you don't have to necessarily chase the startup dream that you have been sold. It sounds sexy, it looks awesome when it plays off, but it doesn't work a lot of people. So if this is not for you right now, in the meantime, you can use one of these small things to actually teach you how to be an entrepreneur at a very low cost while you're getting cash flow in your pocket, and you can take it from there. If this is for you, just subscribe, because that allows me to pass on more valuable information to you and to people like you that are following my channel. But also share it. Drop a comment and just tell me which one of these that you would like to do personal for yourself. Again, just share it with somebody I think you'll find this valuable. Thank you so much, and I look forward to talking to you guys again soon.